Fathers, dads, buds and lads, it's your man Trent. Of course, I'm back with a brand new video. Welcome aboard. Today is a special day. Today is Father's Day. And before I even begin with this video, props, honor, appreciation to all the dads that are trying to be their best according to their uniqueness for their kids and families. So guys, hats off to you. I'm telling you, you are way more cooler than you think. So today is a very special Father's Day edition video. I thought, what a better day than do a Father's Day test. So what we're gonna do today is this. We're gonna look at, you very well might be a dad if you've said these things. But before we go any further, I think we need a change in look, change in attire. I think there's a transformation that needs to take place. So let's do that, shall we?
This is not a dream.
We all know, if you've watched Superman movies, Clark Kent had a very special way of transforming into Superman. For Clark Kent, it was the phone booth. There was no Superman without phone booth. Am I right? So today, we're going to transform into modern dad, into traditional dad. And we're going to use my power weapon, the shed. So hang tight. I'll be right back. I'm going to see if this works. Let's do it. This is more like it. This is what it looks like to be a real dad. And all you dads out there are like, yes, give it up for FC. He's the man, he's the man, he's the man. So let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's talk about, you must be a dad if you've said these things. Before we get started, I gotta add something to this look. It's missing something. I got it. Binoculars. You can't have a dad outfit without binoculars or a camera. It just makes the whole attire absolutely complete. All right, before we get into you're a dad if you've said these things, a Father's Day test, let's take another quick look at my attire here, shall we? Do a little stretch this way. Just the sandals. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Guys, listen, don't drool, okay? Don't drool. Don't be envious. Just learn to celebrate what I have here. Just celebrate it. You know, don't be envious. You know, you can aspire to this too. All you young lads out there, this is what you got to look forward to. And plus, with great dadhood comes great responsibility to dress this way. So remember that. So number one, guys, you might be a dad if you've said these things. And what I want you to do is I want you to comment on each one of these and let me know if you've said these things, okay? Number 1, the family's in the car. It's absolutely pandemonium. It's hot. Maybe you're going on vacation. The kids are getting absolutely out of control. They're not listening to mom and dad. And dad pulls over, puts the car in park. He turns to the back seat and says, okay, don't let me turn this car around. I've always wondered, what does that even mean? What is that going to do? Turn the car around? Was it supposed to be a threat? I don't know, but that's definitely one thing that fathers say. And if you've said that, you might be a dad. Number two, you might be a dad if you've said this. You walk into your kid's room and they're listening to music that is not from your generation. So what do? You stop and you say, do you call that racket music? Right? I've said it. My dad said it. I'm not sure what that was supposed to do or prove. We're acting, dads act like their music was the only, I guess, top level music of the day. And yeah, like every other music is bad. So if you've said that, you're probably a dad. All right, on to number 3. So it's warm in the house or cold, but the kids or mom touch the thermostat and mess with the temperature in the house. And of course, you might be a dad if you've noticed this and said, don't touch the thermostat. I've set it to a certain temperature in the house. Right? You're probably a dad if you said that. On to number 4. So, kids are in the room getting dressed, getting ready to go out, maybe, I don't know, with their friends, go to an event, hang out with their buddies, and they come out of the room and they're wearing jeans that are ripped, right? Of course, dad notices this, and dad doesn't like it. So dad turns to them and says this: why would you want to pay for jeans that have holes in them already? I mean, I wear jeans with holes and rips in them, so it doesn't matter. But you might be a dad. You just might be a dad if you've said that very thing. All right, on to number 5. So dad walks into, Costco, Mark's Work Warehouse, Walmart, and he's looking at the different style of clothes. He walks into a car dealership or a classic car show, and he's looking at all these cars, or these brand new cars, and man, he's just upset. And you already know what he's thinking, and you might be a dad if you've said this. He looks at these different things, and he says, man, they sure don't make them like they used to. And you might be a dad if you've said those things or this thing. All right, on to number 6. So, mostly with teenage girls. The teenage girl comes out of their room and they're supposedly dressed for, a date or a school event or maybe, a party of sorts. And she comes out with wearing a lot less than she should. The dad kind of eyes her up from top to bottom, looks at her straight in the eyes, and what does the dad say? The dad says, well, where's the rest of it? Of course, alluding to the fact that what she's wearing is a little bit too revealing. You just might be a dad if you've said that very thing. All right, we're moving on to number 7. Number 7 is a classic one for me. It's a traditional one for me. Growing up, when us kids, family got around the table and we had company over, one of the things we couldn't do was put our elbows on the table while we're eating. We had to eat prim and proper, hands, with our utensils in our hands, and eat properly. If you had your elbows on the table, your dad would probably look at you, especially if you noticed, and he would say, what? Get your elbows off the table. It's rude. I've always thought, what does elbows on the table have to do with being rude? Anyways, you might be a dad if you've told your kids to get their elbows off the table. You know what? This is 2022. Elbows, feet, butt. Probably won't go that far. But yeah, I don't think elbows matter anymore. As long as you're eating with your hands, not your feet, right? So the dad's in the living room watching his favorite TV show, and kids come in and, they're asking for stuff, or they're complaining about life, or they're talking about how difficult things are for them, and they're wanting things a certain way, and the dad looks at them with a serious face, pauses his TV show, because he doesn't want to miss. You don't want to interrupt that. And he looks at them square in the face and says, come talk to me when you're my age. So yeah, if you've said that, you just might be a dad. There's no escaping it. On to the next one. So, you might be a dad if you've said this. Kids are out playing, they come in, they don't close the door. In the summer, of course, we're trying to keep the house cold with air conditioning. Or in the winter, we're trying to keep the house warm with heat, and the door's open. Or the place is an absolute mess. It's a pigsty. It's disorganized. Things are out of place. And a dad walks in the door from work. He sees and feels the temperature's low. He looks at the house. It's just not immaculate. It's an absolute in disarray. And he says what? What does dad say? And you might be a dad if you've said this. Were you raised in a barn? I don't know what that has to do with anything, but maybe because a barn is like thin walls and where you keep hay. I don't know. But anyway, it always worked, right? The kids are like, all right, Dad, okay, all right, have mercy, have mercy. And last but not least, one of my favorites is this. When I was a kid, I would go to my dad and I'd say, hey, Dad, can I have some money to go to the store? I want to buy this and this and this and this. And my dad would look at me and he says, sure. And he throws 25 cents in my hand with a big smile, almost bursting into laughter, and he says, don't spend it all in one place and all at one time. So you might be a dad if you've done that, or you've said that very thing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey, if this is your first time here on the channel, glad you dropped by. Hey, why don't you go ahead and over here, like, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified when I go live or when I drop a brand new video for you guys to enjoy. And of course, if I didn't say it already, let me say it again. Dads, happy Father's Day, and may you enjoy your day and know, listen, you're not perfect. You're perfectly needed. So, like I always say, keep safe, keep focused. I'll catch you on the flippity. See you later.